Hello and welcome to Game of Box Office. Today we will make a prediction on the box office run of The Huntsman Winter's War. Let's get to it. The predecessor of The Huntsman Winter's War, Snow White and the Huntsman, grossed close to $400 million worldwide back in 2012. With a production budget of $170 million and an unknown amount of money spent on marketing, it must have grossed some profit for Universal Studios. As always, what are the points who work in favor for The Huntsman Winter's War? A lot of articles wrote about Snow White that the movie could have grossed more, but that Universal basically fucked up the marketing campaign towards the movie, and that because of that the movie failed to get to $500 million worldwide. This time, Universal has probably learned something from this failure 4 years ago, because in our opinion and in the opinion of other people on YouTube and other sources, is the marketing campaign of The Huntsman Winter's War way better this time. The second point is the way better cast, which works in favor for Winter's War. Take Kristen Stewart out and for that put Emily Blunt and Jessica Chastain in, and you have two very liked actresses more in the sequel. Jessica Chastain and Emily Blunt are both on a winning strike right now, and together with Charlize Theron they could build a female trio which would bring a lot more female fans to the cinema than Snow White did. The last pro point is the competition that Winter's War has to face. Snow White had really tough competition right on the second weekend when Prometheus and a Madagascar sequel got released. Because of that, it already took a hard hit on the second weekend, what is basically the worst thing that can happen for a great performance over the long run. And you can see that also in the just 98 days Snow White spent in release. While Civil War will probably hurt Winter's War by the same amount like Prometheus and the Madagascar sequel hurt Snow White, Civil War arrives on the third weekend of Winter's War's run. So the movie has at least another weekend to play good before Civil War kicks in, and after Civil War there's also quite some room for Winter's War to play well. Let's come to the negative aspects. Chris Hemsworth, while giving us great box office performances in the Thor movies and the Avengers movies, was really a straight out box office fail in the last few years. In the Heart of the Sea, Black Hat, Vacation, Red Dawn and The Cabin in the Woods were all flops, which happened in the last 3 years, which starred Chris Hemsworth in them, and this year will probably be not any different with the female Ghostbusters on the way. While it is unknown how he will affect The Huntsman Winter's War, it is more realistic to assume that he will bring the box office performance down than that he will bring the box office performance up. The second point is that Huntsman Winter's War has to step out of the Snow White shadow to reach profit territory. Snow White received mixed reviews and reactions from audiences and critics alike, and when you combine that with the very bad time span of 4 years between a movie and its sequel, Winter's War has to do a lot of things right to convince the people who were not convinced back in 2012 to get them back to the cinemas for this franchise. The last point is that at least in our country Germany, the marketing of the movie tried to show the people that the movie will be another spectacle. We had a spectacle with Batman vs Superman, we will have a spectacle with Civil War, and they also promote Apocalypse as this massive spectacle. It could happen that the people will be a little bit tired of a spectacle movie after Batman vs Superman, and with the knowledge that there are 2 other spectacle movies left to come after Winter's War before June even begins. But this is really a so-so point. We don't really know if this will become reality. Alright, we show you all the pro points and all the negative points again, and now we will start with the pessimistic prediction. Let's assume Huntsman Winter's War comes in on par or beneath the quality of Snow White, and because of that will experience huge drops because of Civil War. In this scenario, we see a domestic total of $110 million as well as an overseas total of $240 million, for a combined worldwide total of $350 million worldwide. While the way bigger overseas market will rescue the movie a bit from a total fail in this scenario, Winter's War will not break even when these numbers are happening, not even with Blu-ray and DVD sales, since it is fair to assume that the overall costs of the movie have to lay somewhere around $230 to $240 million. Now let's think about Winter's War coming in actually better than Snow White when it comes to critics' reactions. And when then also Chris Hemsworth will not hurt the movie's performance, the film could come close domestically to the gross of Snow White. In this scenario, we see a domestic total of $150 million with an overseas gross of $310 million, for a combined worldwide total of $460 million worldwide. These numbers would be enough to break even with the cost during the cinematic run, and with DVD and Blu-ray sales coming up after that, Universal would reach profit territory with the sequel. Now let's move on to the optimistic prediction. When the movie's quality is really good, the female trio works perfect. Civil War does not hurt the movie that much, and no one is tired of spectacles at this point, The Huntsman Winter's War could reach box office heights. In this scenario, we see a domestic total of $210 million and an overseas total of $500 million, for a combined worldwide total of $710 million worldwide. With that, Universal would earn a fair amount of money from the theater run of the movie, and with probably strong DVD and Blu-ray sales after that, Universal would have more than one reason to make another sequel on this movie. Our upcoming video will be an analysis about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Blade Runner, or a prediction about Wonder Woman. We hope you enjoyed this analysis. Be sure to hit a like and subscribe to our channel. You can also support us on the social networks listed below. See you soon. Bye bye.